Hello, what's up guys? Welcome to this Informed Player Review with me, your boy FifaWondaHD. This episode, as you can see, we will be looking at Informed Andy Carroll and his 79 rated striker card. Now, I use Carroll in a various number of formations because I just could not quite get him to play as I wanted to. I found him quite hit and miss, in all honesty. Some games he would be fantastic, unplayable. Others, he would just look like an absolute donkey. So, potentially, you could say quite close to how he is in real life. He will have the games where he looks like he's worth, sort of £40 million. And others, he will look like he's worth 10p. That is Andy Carroll. That is the sort of card that he has got. Obviously, some standout areas are his heading. When you've got 91 heading, you've got 84 jumping, and 95 strength, you would expect a real absolute salmon in the air that's going to get on the end of everything, especially being 6'3" and having the power header trait. But it didn't always happen. I put lots of crosses in, and I think due to his agility being really bad and his balance only being 51, half the time he'd just sort of flop to the floor, not really do anything. Or maybe just about get his head on it, but, no power. So it was really quite annoying. Other times he would absolutely smash them in the net, be pushing people out the way, really big, strong defenders. He'd be getting in front of them and hammering the ball into the back of the net with his head. So it really was hit and miss, and that was a bit like his finishing on the floor. 79 finishing on an informed gold striker isn't great. It's not bad. Don't get me wrong, especially when considering like you're going to be putting a lot of balls in the box for his head anyway. It's nice to have that on the card, but it wasn't fantastic. It was mediocre. He scored a few decent finishes, but he also missed quite a few as well. So that is something you will have to weigh up. One of the biggest frustrations for me wasn't his pace. I do love pacey strikers, do not get me wrong. But, you know what you're getting with Andy Carroll, and that is someone you want in the box and you want to whip crosses in. So pace isn't too bad. But what's annoying is his positioning for me was so mixed. Sometimes he'd be in the right place, always, getting in the box. Other times he'd come short for the ball and then just stop running. I don't know whether that was his medium work rates made him just be like, oh, okay, well, other players have gone forward, I'm going to sort of, hang back a little bit. But when you've got a player with that sort of heading ability, that tall, you want him in the box. As soon as he lays the ball off, to the wingers, you want him breaking his neck to get in that box and to get on the end of the cross. And sometimes, and quite often in fact, he just wouldn't do it. And for me, that was the most annoying thing about the card, was that, he'd hold the ball up fairly well, pass it off, you'd look to get a cross in, and he wouldn't be there, half the time, or maybe a little bit more than that. And that for me was so annoying. His pace isn't fantastic, as I mentioned. 69 acceleration is pretty pants, and his dribbling was quite frankly terrible. He could definitely control the ball into him, but when you look to move it, he took the heaviest touches, which just resulted in him getting tackled quite a lot of the time, really. 3-star weak foot isn't bad, 2-star skills pretty terrible. He's also injury prone, but I didn't notice anything on that, to be quite honest. So basically, he has got some good long shots and shot power. He's got some decent heading most of the time, but he is very much let down by his positioning, in my opinion. That is why overall I've only given him 7 out of 10, and potentially that could be quite generous. Maybe more like a 6.5 to 7. In all honesty, his heading at times is breathtaking, and some games you are going to find him unplayable, but I'd say maybe sort of 3 out of the 5 games that you play with him, you're going to find him absolutely shit. That is just Andy Carroll. I think if you're looking for someone, you're not relying on goals to hold up the ball, maybe partner with a quick striker, and you're not too worried about him scoring a handful of goals here and there is all you're worried about, then I think you will probably quite enjoy Carroll. But by and large, there's too many cons on this card for me to recommend him. I wouldn't, in all honesty. I'd save you money, even though he is very cheap at sort of around 30k on the Xbox and around sort of 16 on the PS4. I would expect his price to stick around 20k in all honesty. So it is sort of discard value, and you know, if you are interested in him, if you are a West Ham fan or you're building an interesting sort of team, or you do like getting a lot of crosses in, maybe it might be worth it for you because he has got the ability. He proved it for me, as you can see in some of the clips in the video. You know, he got on the end of some really good shots, but by and large, he wasn't that good, and I expected a lot more, especially with his strength. I thought that, you know, with his agility and balance, he just got pushed off the ball by other strong defenders because he's going to come up against strong defenders, and they bullied him at times. You know, even though he's got 95 strength, they did bully him at times, and that was really frustrating. But overall, I think 7 out of 10 is quite fair. I wouldn't use him personally, but I'm sure there are a few that will. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you did, please hit the like button, the subscribe button, and peace.